One of my teachers uses the phrase open, broken heart. Isn't that beautiful? Because here's the thing. If you have not had your heart broken, then you have not been living. And there's so many different ways our hearts get broken, through loss of a job, through loss of a relationship, through a death, the loss of a pet. And I mean, there's a lot of ways our heart can be broken. And I love the phrase open, broken heart, because it means that our heart can be broken, but we're still willing to live with it being open and vulnerable and taking risks. Now, here's the thing. I am still working on that. Like, my heart is still not fully open. It's a process. It's a daily process of nurturing, looking at, opening my heart. And some days I forget. So when I had a lot of loss very early on, I lost both of my parents before I was 5. And when my dad died at 5 years old, or 5, my little 5-year-old heart shattered into a million pieces. A million pieces. It still brings me sadness thinking about it. And what I did was I put a structure, like a wire structure around my heart of like, no one's going to get to me. No one's going to ever hurt me again. And through the work I've done, I've opened up and taken off some parts of it. And sometimes my heart will peek out, and then sometimes it'll come right back in. And sometimes I still grieve. I was never mothered. So sometimes like stories around motherhood can really, really get to me. And I'm afraid, parts of my heart's afraid. If I love you, will you leave me? Right? That my heart is still holding that old story. If I love you, you might leave me. And I get to tell my heart all the time, hey, we get to start new and trust. But it's about my heart remembering that it's safe to trust. It's safe to love. It's safe to be open. So during this time, this intense time we're in, this time of great change, great upheaval, the great awakening, you've heard it called so many times, the great shift, it is the time for the open heart. It's the time for love. People are suffering. People are angry. People are divided. But when we come back into our hearts, even if it's broken and shattered and it's got yuckiness on it, or it's got some static or cobwebs, and mine has like a intense wire fence around it. But when we pay attention, we live, we honor, we stay in love, forgiveness. Now, here's the thing. I'll do another video on that. Some acts are unforgivable. They're simply unforgivable. But when we forgive, we're not forgiving the act, we're forgiving the person. So staying in our hearts, staying in love. When you're seeing people right now in so much anger, in so much trauma, there's so much collective trauma right now. My invitation to you is stay in your heart. And if your heart hurts, tend to it. Reprogram it, tell it a new story. What does it need to release the pain that it's holding, so that we can all begin walking around with beautiful, open, broken hearts, connecting in that way. And again, it's a process. It's an honoring. This is what makes humans so incredible, is our heart. Our hearts are big. We care deeply. I care deeply. You care deeply. And when we allow ourselves to feel into it, forgive and open, that's where the healing is going to come in. So tend to your heart. Love your heart. And I'm sending you big love today. Like big, open, broken-hearted, messy, beautiful love. My name is Beth Osmer. Oh, I'm going to switch really quick. In the PS section of this email, I have a free show coming up next Thursday. Please join us. We're going to be talking about truth and heart and love and joy and wisdom. And sign up and join us. Bring your open, broken heart. And most importantly, bring your truth, your vision, and your power, because it's all welcome, and your messiness. All right. Big love.